do you have any like guilty pleasures or maybe a band or a show that you're kind of embarrassed to say that you like that you might lose some bro cred if your buddies found out or because I do.
Um, I don't know if it guilty pleasures, but like something I like. I don't know. I think you already know this though, because we've known each other for so long. Like, this could sound weird. I don't even know how to say it. I love bands where the lead singer is a woman, and it's
Okay.
not because they're hot and I'm attracted to them. They have a better range. They
Yeah.
they're, they sing the best songs, I think, in my mind. Um, that's just me. Like from Gwen Stefani to Haley from Paramore, and then that's the rock stuff to Nora Jones, some mellow shit, right? Like there's something
Mhm.
about it that's my guilty pleasure. And like, do I rock out? I do rock out. Come on, we talked about this on previous shows, right? But maybe that's my guilty pleasure. I don't know. From when it comes to like the arts, I like that. If my kids saw me jumping around the house to a Paramore song, they would be super embarrassed in their own house.
Yeah. For me, I this is I guess I never thought I would really like her music, but Katy Perry, and I'd heard a couple songs, like I Kissed a Girl was like one of her biggest hit, her first huge hit. And that was about as far as it go. And I heard some stuff in passing, but then she became a judge on American Idol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And watching her on American Idol, she's funny. And then so when you start to like somebody because of their personality, I started digging into her music a little bit. And even on the show, she would sing some lines from some of her songs, and I was like, wow, she's really good. I mean, she started out just playing a guitar by herself, and now look at her, she's huge. But I really enjoy her music, and I probably would have never dug into it if it wasn't for a reality show like or talent show like American Idol.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Dude. Check this out. On today's episode, we're going to talk about what are we going to talk about, Dave? We're gonna cancel some shit. We're gonna cancel some things.
Yeah, we're gonna what did we call it?
Redact, cancel, eliminate.
Yeah, we're gonna cancel some shows. We're gonna cancel some reality TV
Yeah, you're out of here. Sorry.
shows like the Kardashians. They need to go away.
Bye bye. Take care.
So,
Peace. Let me pour a drink out for you.
yep.
Well, let's get into it.
All right.
But reality TV, like, what was the first reality TV show you ever watched, Dave?
There's a couple, like one of the earliest ones that I remember, and I didn't even know back then of the thing to reality TV, but I think one of the earliest shows out there was Candid Camera. That was in the 70s. I mean, everyone knows in our age bracket at least, smile, you're on Candid Camera,
Yeah.
and that was one. And the one that I remember watching on a regular basis, though, is it was called Real People. 1979, I think it was out, and it was and they like interviewed or did a story on just regular people,
Yeah.
and they would talk about something that they overcame, or it was a really neat show. And yeah, I was really young for that, or pretty young. but that was the first two that I remember. What about you?
I mean, it might have been Candid Camera, but I think in the age of it, the reality TV boom, which I think we're still in, it would have been MTV's The Real World. I think that was the one. Puck. I mean, who the F doesn't remember Puck? Do you remember Puck?
Oh yeah, the first real. That's always been a tough one for me to say. Real world
Let me help
uh,
you there
was
with that. Hold on.
was 1989.
Mm.
So, oh no, I'm sorry, not 1889, 1992.
Okay.
So, and that's one of those, that it started out great, but like a lot of these reality TV shows, they kind of, you know, push it and start fabricating. I mean, they may all have been fabricated from the beginning and is not real reality, but they really seen what worked and didn't work in the first season or two, and then they just went to the extremes with putting the total opposite people to create drama. But
Yeah, I think Puck was the guy.
he
Puck
was
was the guy.
season two, wasn't he?
They had Puck, and there was a guy on there who I think it was the same season. That had AIDS. He had HIV, and then I think it turned into AIDS, and like, or I think that's how that progression. Like he got really sick, and it was an
Mhm.
HIV related sickness. But Puck, like, there was the whole like, hey, we know what to do with this. We can create social awareness about certain things, which is great. But like you said, we got to create controversy, and I think Puck was an unintentional thing, and
Right.
everyone tuned in to find out who Puck was going to piss off next. And they bring him
Yeah.
back in, and he still pissed people off. Like, and I think that was they were figuring out the formula for this because we were getting addicted to it. Tune
Hmm.
in here's to see what happens next with Puck. Who's Puck gonna piss off this time?
But like some of the other early reality TV shows, Cops. Remember when Cops came out? That was 1989.
Yeah.
32 seasons they ran. 32 seasons of chasing guys around in wife beaters. But yeah, it ran 32 seasons.
Yeah, and it never
Uh,
really stopped crime.
yeah,
I mean,
because
we hoped that it was going to be like, look, Junior, do you see the idiot on TV right now? Like, don't be that idiot, okay? Look
and
what
it turned out to be, I'm gonna be on TV. Watch this. Hold my beer.
like, hey, son, go look at that. Go be that idiot right now. Go be that idiot. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Another early one, was a spin-off of The Real World, was Road Rules, where they take these same groups of people and, hey, I have an even better idea. Instead of putting them in an apartment, let's put them in a small little van, and send them across country. Even more confined space. But yeah, that one, 1995, that one came out, and
the one that I would say is my favorite is the I don't know what I'm trying to remember the name of it is. And you probably already got it written down in your notes because you do way more homework than I do. I come in and wing it and I suck at it. Um it's the MMA one.
oh, I didn't even think of the athletic competition ones.
Yeah. I mean, they're all the two teams are all living in the same house. And these are guys who beat each other up for for fame and fortune, and they're giving them alcohol, and they're just letting them live unrestricted. Ultimate Fighter.
So reality TV in general, after those initial, you know, groundbreaking shows, then it just went boom. Now there's a category for everything when it comes to reality shows. You got your talent shows, you have your documentaries, your cooking shows, fashion, crime, adventure, nature, animal shows, and like your romantic shows. But they're just, and there's more than that. I mean, that's just like the main categories. Anything you can think of now, there's a reality show for it. You
Like, if
know,
you can make $1 billion off of being famous for being famous and not providing anything to our planet, like we're all now better now that Kourtney Kardashian has discovered how we can do time travel and go back and fix our mistakes of the past. Like there's like nothing in that in some of these shows where you're just like, why am I watching this dribble?
Yeah. There's some shows that, if I had Thanos' glove or a gauntlet, I would just erase them from this planet.
I am inevitable.
I just don't understand the appeal of some of these shows. And, obviously they're getting watched because they're getting renewed over
Yes.
and over and over. But, if you could just a show.
Half the planet would be like, can I go with them?
Yeah. Exactly. Was that a lemming? Is that what
Yeah, it's a lemming. It's definitely
lemming.
a lemming. I want to follow this group because I don't know where they're going, but it's better than not being with the group, right?
Right off the bat, if you could think of one show that just snap your finger and
it's a series, to be honest with you, Dave. It's a series.
Yeah.
Like it's not a series of like answers, it's a series that I don't like. And it is the Real Housewives of X. It is the same plot. Okay, first of all, soapbox warning. AJ's getting on his soapbox. A lot of people have heard this in my group of friends. Like it's literally every season the same plot. Women get together, they have a meeting or a coffee luncheon or whatever they want to, whatever it is. They decide to have a party. They go to this party, they get super drunk, and strangely their spouses are not there. They get super drunk, they get into arguments, they say shitty things about each other, and then for an entire 8 weeks later they talk about themselves or each other behind their backs.
Mm-hmm.
They cry, they yell at each other, and for like literally it's in the background because there's some people that I live with that watch these shows, and I think there's a part of my brain that's diseased because it's in there. But like the reality is, no pun intended. The thing is that like it's the same plot every single season. They fight and they bicker over and over again, and they're hamming it up for TV. And the only one that I would say was a little bit different than the rest was the Real House. Not that it was any better; it was just different. It was the Real Housewives of Miami, which I don't think it had a long run. I think it was only maybe 1 or 2 seasons that I know of. And I know of this because I just walked through the room and go, what are you watching? Oh, what is this? This is the Miami one? Okay. It looks like Dallas or Atlanta or New York. It's all the same crap. But the thing that was different about Miami was I called it the boobs and heels show. Hear me out on this. I don't know what guys were working the cameras. Every single scene panned from heels to content, boobs, and then back to heels, and then it would fade away. Like you did not go through a scene without seeing some heels, high heel shoes, some boobs. Like they were, it was obvious they were focusing on them. It was very obvious. So I called, I'm like, oh, you're watching boobs and heels. It was keeping in line with the fact I was in Miami this week.
Yeah. So that's the
Dave's like boobs and heels. Wait, what was it called? It was Real Housewives. What? Miami. Okay, Miami.
didn't the Real Housewives spawn like shows like Jersey Shore or something like that? I don't know. I just know I've never seen any of those episodes, but I just imagine it's probably the same.
Jersey Shore was on. Well, there's a Real Housewives of New Jersey too, but Jersey Shore, I believe, was spawned off of MTV's reality TV series.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm not I'm definitely not an expert on this stuff, and maybe I shouldn't be even talking about this type of stuff. But yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a fan of those. There's another reality TV genre. Maybe it's reality TV, and we're gonna really blow apart some stuff here on this one because I've got some inside scoop.
Oh,
it's the House Hunters reality TV.
Interesting.
You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
Couple goes out with a realtor. Realtor shows them 3 properties, and they decide between the 3 properties.
Yeah.
You want the inside scoop?
Is that the one where, yeah, our budget, my wife makes doilies at home and I do like internet sales, and our budget's only 3 million for a house. I'm like, huh? Huh? What? What kind of what kind of little tchotchkes is your wife making?
Yeah,
And
no.
what are they made out of?
Oh, they're cocaine laden dollars.
Oh, that explains it.
You crumble them up and you have a party.
So what's your juice?
So here's the juice. So they pick there's 3 houses that they go through in the half-hour episode, right? The juice is actually the kids call it tea. Here's the tea. They already have the house. They reverse engineer the whole show.
That makes sense.
Our neighbor bought a cabin in the North Georgia mountains. And I don't know how they reached out to them, but they basically said something to the effect of, we want you to be on our show. Let's go look at 2 other houses and your house that you already bought. Like when they did the episode, they had already purchased the house.
Yeah.
When they were filming it, when they were in it, the house was already theirs. Don't talk about faking it till you make it. Oh yeah. No, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I want to buy this house that I already bought. Is reality TV becoming unreal? It's all pre-programmed electronic disco. We never get a chance to hear master craftsmen practicing their craft anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have an insider, a friend of mine. She was actually a contestant on a reality show that was on, I forget what channel it was, but they brought the top 5 or 6 people from around the country that from this genre. It was called, I don't know if I should even say the name of it, but anyways, she was on the show and she told us that everyone on the show was legit person in the genre except one, which was planted by the TV show company, of just go in there, pretend like you know what you're doing, and stir up as much drama as you possibly can. She was planted, and all the contestants knew that, and they were sworn to, I think, a no
Non-disclosure clause.
non-disclosure clause for, I think it was a couple of years, and if they said anything about it, they could be sued for ungodly amounts of money. So
It makes you wonder, like a movie like The Matrix, that like the whole plot of The Matrix was to keep humans, their brains active while they took the heat from us to create energy. Like they would just come up with shit to keep our brains active. Like, not to say right now is The Matrix, okay? I feel like though that like big TV is like, well, what else can we do to keep them glued to the TV so that we can get revenue from commercials, which would be, and the same thing as like energy from us in The Matrix, right? Keep them glued to the TV.
yeah.
Well, let's sell them regular people doing stupid shit. Like this one, somebody in my house that I know really, really loves this show, and it is Jackass.
Oh yeah.
It's
Is it you?
reality.
Is it you?
I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But the upside of that show was them just doing really goofy stuff and stuff that would gross you out, right? Like being trapped inside of a porta potty while it's being tumbled around. It's not a cool thing, but
Well, they kind of took it to the next level from Tom Green's reality show. He used to do some crazy stuff, run up and
Tom Green, yeah,
do some, just idiot stuff. And they kind of just took that and just went, what's the extreme we could take it?
What if
And
nobody told us we can't do that?
Yeah.
Or
So
they didn't care. Yeah. There was an offshoot of that though, too. Wasn't there like a Bam Margera show?
I'm sure there was, but I think there was a whole time frame of that where I just wasn't paying attention to TV.
I just remember him walking into, I think it's his dad's room. I think it is his dad's room, and just dad's sleeping. He just gets in there and slaps the crap out of him, just whack, smack, 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 smack,
Yeah.
while he's sleeping. And he doesn't get up and beat the crap out of Bam. He's just like, ow, knock it off, knock it off. Ow. Now, could that have been staged? I don't know. But he just looked like he really was in a hard sleep.
Right. Yeah, it's just unbelievable how many reality shows out there. I mean, uh there's just so many that, you just want to just, okay, enough already. Like you got the gimmicky talent shows, like The Masked Singer. Okay, come on, really? The first season they had some people that were on the show, some celebrities that when they were revealed, oh wow, that was cool. But now they're just recycling actual musicians. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh,
No.
here's my guitar. Now it's an organ.
Yeah, musicians or singers, or it's like, yeah, you got the gimmicky shows. I mean,
That is pretty good. Yeah. I never
Dancing
watched
with
it.
no, I watched a couple episodes. It was kind of interesting at first, but
So I did see like commercials for it, and I had a genuine curiosity from just an AV geek perspective. Like, were they actually singing in that suit, or did they record it somewhere else and it was overdubbed during the show? Because like the sonics of having your head, or the audio experience of having your head in this thing and a microphone, you're not going to sing like really well. It's going to sound like
right,
it's gonna be
yeah.
so muffled, you know.
I guess I never thought of that, and that makes 100% sense. I mean, it's got to be a pre-recorded thing of them singing it in a booth somewhere, and
Yeah.
then because you can't see them sing it, you can just see them dancing around, and it's like
Right.
Chuck E. Cheese doll. Lip syncing to a song, or singing to a song, and then you really reveal them and they've got a live microphone. You never know, none the wiser.
That's terrifying.
So
Being at a Chuck E. Cheese about 30 years, 40 years ago. Jesus, I can't believe I said
those
that. 40 years ago.
terrifying singing mice. So
was-
yeah, the Masked Singer, Dancing with the Stars, that is so popular, huge. I just don't get it. I don't get it. That first season came out and I was like, that's a flop, and that's never gonna last. Man, 10 years later, or how many? Boy,
And
was
it's
I
bullshit.
wrong.
They bring in like these like athletes that are physically fit to dance with other dancers that are career dancers that are physically fit. And then they put like Betty White in there.
Yeah,
Like, really?
or who's the other guy from Apple? He was on an episode.
Oh,
Not
not
Steve Jobs.
Steve Wozniak.
Wozniak was on a season.
Was
I
he?
mean, yeah, and he did okay. But you have yeah, you gotta look up that video one of these days
I'm
to
gonna
watch
have
some.
to. I'm putting that on my list of things to do.
But yeah, then you got him going against some professional athlete who does gymnastics, or
Yeah.
not necessarily, I don't remember his season, but that's yeah, how fair is that? So
I mean,
yeah.
the folks who are like trying to get into shape, you saw transformations. That's positive. It's reaffirming like that working out helps you. They do get injured, so they do have like someone like Waz would probably have a deeper appreciation for a professional athlete who gets injured, and that's their source of income, and they keep going because they need the revenue. They need that for their family. That's
Mhm.
the breadwinner of the family, so to speak. So like, yeah, I think that does open up some people's eyes, but like, it's still like, yeah, not something I watched a couple episodes just to see what it was like, but I'm like, I'm not into it. It's not fair.
Mhm.
If it were all a bunch of Steve Wozniaks, with professional dancers, great. But when you've got like a Dennis Rodman who's been working out basically his entire adult life, and I don't know how old he is. He's probably in his 60s? Probably,
Rodman?
yeah.
I don't know if he's that old. Maybe. I guess the only one that I enjoyed, and I didn't watch the season or watch it for this, but I just happened to catch it on YouTube, was I forget the actor's name, but he does the Carlton from uh what's his yeah,
From Fresh
uh
Prince.
French Prince. I forget his name. Um
He doesn't he do the America's Funniest Home Videos now?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Another reality. But yeah, he's doing his they're doing his dance, and all of a sudden him and his partner break out into the Carlton and to the music. And I like that. That's pretty good. Yeah. So
Do you think maybe there's fiction, nonfiction kind of like types of books, right? That for a very long time, most of what you saw on TV was fiction, soap operas, CSIs, St. Elsewhere's, what was it? The Blue Street. What the hell was that called for me?
Hill Street Blues.
Street Blues. Thank you. Like those were all like, they were characters in things that we would consider real in the real world, but it was all fiction and none of it had happened.
Mhm.
That we just became starved from the real. We want to see some real stuff from real people in the world, right? So I don't know. I just I wonder if that plus the way they gamified it, they like made our brains wired to want to see what happens next.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And I think the real world is the one that really kicked off the modern reality TV show to the younger masses, the MTV generation. And that's if you watch the escalation of shows gaining popularity and more and more shows add on, it's just as the MTV generation grew up, they wanted to continue watching that type of thing, and not just teenagers in a house, but what other ways can we present um, reality to what they can relate to at this point in their life.
Yeah.
So
I want to pause you right there for a second, Dave, because you've once again triggered me on something. It's soapbox time number 2 this episode.
Mhm.
Do you notice the equipment behind Dave and I? It's musical equipment. I've got a lot of guitar amps. Dave's got some too, but he's got a lot of guitars behind him. We like music. I think we should start a movement and have the Viacom people who own MTV drop music from their name, because they're lying. They're lying to you. Once they flipped the script and went all reality TV shows, like, I don't know, have you watched MTV lately?
no, but what do you call it now? Not
I
MTV.
call it empty V, and you can put it on like, because I've talked to Dave about what I mean by this. Like, it's empty, like glass is full or empty dash V, because it
Yep.
really is. It's void of any music, and I don't understand why they still get to call it that. Are they still doing music video awards?
I don't know. I think it's all honey boo boo, whatever. Teenage pregnancy and whatever. 16 and I don't know, 16 in life to I don't
16 in life to pregnant.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's and being pregnant all at the same time.
Do you think an MTV as we knew it would work today with today's music?
I think it's still out there. There's still artists with their music performing in an artistic video while performing their song. I still think it's there, but like you think about the culture of today, it's TikTok, dude. And we've talked about this, like how long our episodes should be, but like the attention span of the average human right now is that of a fucking gnat, because like
Boop, there, and that's what's next.
swipe, yeah. Next on this show, just swipe up because it is really just like you're watching reels on Instagram or you're watching TikTok feeds. They're no more than a minute. So
Yeah.
like, music videos are like the length of the song, and the songs can be 3 to 4 minutes. And I don't think that people today are wired for that long of an attention span, to be honest. I mean, would anybody watch Michael Jackson's Thriller today? Would anyone give a shit about watching, what was it, 7 to 10 minutes? I can't even remember. It was like the longest running video
Yeah,
ever.
that and Blue Jean by David Bowie. Remember that long video?
Yeah. Yeah. Like no one's
Uh,
gonna watch that, I think.
those are
Maybe.
like mini movies or mini.
Compared to TikTok today, yes.
Yeah.
And my daughter actually said that, Dave, you and I should start putting content on TikTok. She shamed me the other day and said that because we put out one of our episodes and we had like not many views, and she said, I put out a TikTok today and I got 250 views and like a gazillion likes. Like, she's actually going to start working for Dude, check this out, as our public relations officer.
TikTok relation. Because like, yeah, if we put on some on TikTok, it'd be like, welcome to Dude Check. Nope. Nope. Today on Dude. Nope.
Welcome to Dude. Top 4,
Yeah.
top 5, top 10,
Yeah.
top 7.
This is the top one. If we did a top one show, we might hold the attention span of today's.
More like this is the top 0.0001. We really
Next.
we wouldn't make it.
When do you think reality TV will have their happy days moment?
When will they jump the shark?
There he goes.
Yeah. Have they? Or is it just something that it's just too big? It's like Facebook. It's just you can't stop it. It's just there's just I don't know.
I think every well, I think you could even say it's a genre of reality TV has its jump the shark moment where you just stop watching it, right? Maybe The Masked Singer was the Giuliani thing where they're like, we got to shock the audience. Let's put somebody that no one would ever guess would do this and maybe piss off some people in the process. And maybe they jumped the shark there. Maybe it was revealing that that some of these shows are fake, that they're staged. I don't know.
Yeah. One of the shows that I really liked while it was on was with Bear Grylls. He did his Survivor type show.
Yeah.
And there is this episode where he comes up to this big crevasse and
A big what?
crevasse, big crack in the earth.
It's just a big word. And
Yeah.
our customers going to pay for this word?
Yeah. We'll have to look. We have to check and see if YouTube will allow it copyright on that.
Copyrighted, it might be.
Yeah.
So you're saying, sorry.
But anyways, he comes up to this thing and he's like trying to figure out how he can get across this. And he's, trying to remember exactly, but he determines it's just way too far to jump to that far. He just couldn't do it. And a viewer noticed or recognized that exact same spot, and he went there with his camera.
You get snow bridges over crevasses, but you've got to be really, really careful crossing these, just because you don't know what's solid and what's hollow underneath.
Dude, if you're gonna,
you could film that show in your backyard.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a Survivor show and try to fake it, at least do it in a spot where somebody's not gonna recognize it. So, he does do some stuff that's incredible. I mean, he's former I think French Foreign Legion. So he's not somebody I'd want to mess with,
No.
but some of that show is just staged.
You-
Yeah.
So for someone to recognize that area though, that's a good accomplishment though. That means you've got a viewership that's so large.
Oh yeah.
They watch every episode that at some point someone goes, dude, that I was there last week. And then you finally go, yep, we're done. We're unwinding this. Like we made our millions. Like I got a nice house paid for and a cool car. College kids for college are paid for. We're done. We got caught. We got caught making bullshit survival footage. Right?
Yeah. But you know, as many bad, horrible reality series and shows out there, there has been some really enjoyable ones that I think are pretty good. You know, if you stick on that Survivor themed one,
Mm.
you have a show called Survivor Man with Les Stroud, and what he does is, you know, for sure he does his research and goes out and combs the area and makes sure there's nothing that's going to kill him, but he'll film it himself. So he'll go out there by himself with a camera, sometimes for alone for up to 10 days, and puts himself in a situation where he's got to do it and survive all by himself with what he brought with him. And you'll see him, you know, walking away from a scene, like out of sight distance, and then he's got to turn around and come all the way back to pick up his camera.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, sure, there's a lot of research done with professionals to help him prepare for it, but he's doing it himself.
Yeah.
So that was one of them.
How do we want to button up this episode? What do we want our viewers to take away from this other than MMA good, Real Housewives bad, House Hunters?
Well,
Yeah.
there's been some other good shows. I mean, there's this one that I watch and I still watch. It's called Life Below Zero. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah, that's really interesting watching how some of these people, you know, a lot of times live on their own, in some cases, hundreds of miles north of the Arctic Circle. And that one, for some reason, there's a whole Alaska genre of survivor of reality shows. That one, I enjoy that one. I think that one's done well. Forged in Fire, I thought that was a really cool show. I mean, that where they bring in different artists or blacksmiths, and they make knives put them through their tests. But that was a good show. Any of them that you liked?
There was the well, there's the Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not really a reality TV show where you put people in situations, but it does show people's dirty jobs, right? And and I really like that show because they use the Faith No More song "We Care a Lot."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Then there's the what is the crab fisherman one? You know.
Oh, Deadliest Catch. Was that? I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Was that a spinoff of Dirty Jobs? Because I think Mike Rowe did the voiceover for that one for at least, or he did for some of the seasons. He might have done them all.
Spin-off, but I thought it was definitely like he was involved in it. Like he did like you said, he did the voiceovers for the scores for the different boats. But you know, yeah, it was like some scary stuff.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, that's people died. I mean, there's, you know, people die in that industry.
Yeah, those pots are heavy. They can take you out in the ocean with them. You know, there's lines, you know, pulling things in and out of the water. And then you're on a deck that's like bobbing all over the place. And I don't know how you don't barf through that whole thing. It's not that I get motion sickness, but I see that like there's just no way I would be like the whole time. Just I'm not gonna eat while we're out at sea.
And then there's been shows, a couple of them that revolve around famous musicians like the Osbournes. I really like that one. You know, Sharon, Jack Kelly, and Ozzy, and it's just Ozzy like yelling at the kids about picking up after the dog or something silly like that. It's like he's just a regular old dad, who also happens to be the what is it, what do we call him in one of our last shows, uh um the Prince of Darkness, or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Um,
yeah.
Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. There's one. I think. Was it Russell Simmons from Run DMC?
uh
Or no, his brother.
no, Run's house. Joseph, his name is actually, the real name is Joseph Simmons. He was the
Yeah,
Run DMC. It was the Run in the Run DMC.
yeah. I'm thinking of his brother, who
Who Def Jam Records, Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons. Yeah. So
Def Comedy Jam, and
yeah,
I don't think he owns it anymore. I think Snoop Dogg owns that now, actually.
might. But yeah, there was the music ones. There's a lot of different, yeah, we could say it, genres of reality TV, and some of them just jump the shark naturally on their own. One that I'm watching right now that I kind of like, it has a little bit of drama in it, and what's really annoying about some of these is the way that they pace the show. Like, I'm pretty sure they have, in like 2 weeks, they have a whole season's worth of content, but they drag it out for the entire 8 to 10 episodes, 8 to 10 weeks, basically. It's called Below Deck,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a show about the yachting industry, and it centers around the crew that services the people that are on these yachts for a 2 to 3 day cruise around the Mediterranean, in the South Pacific. There's a bunch of different regions. It's called Below Deck. There's actually another one called Below Deck Sailing, where they're on a sailboat. So they're not on a motor powered yacht. They're on a sailboat, a massive sailboat, and it's yacht in scale. It's very huge. So we watched that. It's actually on, I think it's every Monday night. My wife's like, it's boat night. I'm like, oh, it's boat night. Cool. So like we have this show we watch, right? I don't know, it's not a guilty pleasure. I know you asked me about that earlier. Maybe it is. I don't know. But sometimes I like to immerse myself in other people's problems and go, glad that's not me.
Talking about dragging shows out, there's one that I liked up until this past season, and I haven't been able to watch it because we can't get it on our network, and that's The Curse of Oak Island, where the two brothers from Michigan are searching for supposedly like the lost Templar treasure. And I swear they could do the full, I don't know how many episodes there are in a season, 10 or 15. They could do that in a 1 hour episode with all the content that they actually show you, and it would be plenty fulfilling. I mean, they just dragged that one out for forever. So, but
Literally you hear the same line, and I know they're supposedly not actors, but you literally hear in some of the stuff the same line that's a cliffhanger for the commercial. After the commercial, they do that same line again, and they may recall it later on. Like, it's just like the people editing this stuff are like masters in just
right.
stretching content out, right? It's crazy. And then you get the previously on this show.
Yeah, and they show you like 20 minutes of the last show to the next, to recap. Like, all right.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
We box this one up. We slap a label on it and ship it off.
Yep. So in summary, Kardashians just,
we didn't even talk about them, did we?
Just
did we?
Yeah, kind of. They just go away. Just go away. I mean, they owe how many years of this show to, if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. I mean, if it wasn't for OJ and his murderous rampage, there would be no Kardashians. So
I don't know. Well, yes and no. Yes, because like people could relate Kim Kardashian to her father, but she did something else.
She wasn't she like the personal assistant to Paris Hilton or something like that?
No, she did a porno like a very like amateur porno with I think a rap star. And
Yeah, but she would have never met that rap star if she didn't become famous because she was a Kardashian, which is only famous because her dad was a lawyer of OJ. So
true.
it's kind of like connections, this for
all
that,
useless connect, but
you sever that first link, she never becomes famous enough to have a famous boyfriend who then has a, really they release or lose a film with them, and then they become famous for that, which just snowball.
They just the story, you'd be like, if I were to write this story, you'd be like, wait, what? How, what? There's a plot twist. What? To be honest, it's just like I thought the whole ascension of the Kardashian family beyond the whole lawsuit was this moment where she did this. And I think she made a considerable amount of money releasing, or oops, I didn't release it, but you better give me all my fucking money.
Right.
Like that moment, I think that moment was what it did accelerate the whole Kardashian thing. Because people could say, like, yeah, by the way, this is so-and-so's daughter. Ooh, really? So-and-so's daughter did a porno? Whoa. And then I think that also helped it too, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, this has been another exciting episode of Dude. Check this out.
Yeah.
Hit the like and subscribe. Mention us. Give us your comments. We'd love to hear it. Yeah, thank you for watching.
See ya.
Okay. All right. So we got to do the intro. We got to do today's intro. So let's do this. Action. Hey, welcome.
You gotta record. You gotta record. Oh, you are recording.
I'm recording.
Okay.
Outtake. No, we talked about reality TV, but how much did you do? Let me guess. You got another doc somewhere else with like 900 pages of documentation on.
What you see is what you get.
We can't laugh about shit. There's a problem. There's a reason why dogs don't laugh, and we do. We evolved. Like, what other animals on the world laugh?
Hyenas? I don't know. I don't know if they actually laugh though. Sometimes I think Jedi laughs at us.
We're having a good time. Yeah.
You stub your toe. I'm sure he's laughing inside.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, they're wagging their tail. I think that's their way of laughing.